Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In this Consultations with the Miser video, I'm going to be looking at an account with the perspective of it being converted into a farm. It was somebody's main, it was picked up when they abandoned the game for, I don't know, a couple $100 or so. And then they wanted to convert it into a farm, and they just want to know before they get too invested how they can improve it and what areas it's important to improve the account for it to be an effective farm. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So, the first thing I'm going to look at in evaluating this as a farm is probably the easiest thing. I'm going to go in and look at the subsidies. Subsidies right now looks like there's blue Korea, blue Japan, green China, green Korea, green China. All right. So there are only two subs of value, or two types of subs of value as a farm. The Koreas are great for gathering, and China is great for in-city production. Now, your farm, you're really going to have to ask yourself a question here. Do you plan to be the kind of person that is going to be gathering constantly, as in you're going to send, you're going to send out your gatherers a couple hours later, you're going to send out more gatherers a couple hours later, you're going to send out more gatherers, or are you an incredibly lazy person where you just want to do it once or twice per day? And if you are wanting to do it once or twice per day, then you probably want to go with all China subs because it's low maintenance. It's not going to be as effective as playing the game 24/7 and sending gatherers out as soon as they come back all day long and waking up in the night and doing that. But who wants to do that? Koreas are excellent if you have that kind of a drive, which most people don't. So if you don't, then go with China. Green Chinas or blue Chinas, great replacements for a lot of these Koreas. You can probably, a lot of people still value Koreas, and especially these blue Japans. So what you could, that's the main city is set as Korea right now. I would probably change the main city culture to China. But these two blue Japans here, they have a lot of value for PvP. If you don't need them on your actual main, then what you're going to want to do is advertise in World Chat and just say you're looking to trade some blue Japans for blue or higher Chinas. And just go that way. Somebody will grab that eventually, and you can swap it out and get something really good for production. All right, let's see. We're going to look at generals next. So I just want to take a look at what kind of generals this person has, because it was somebody's main. So yeah, you can see there's a main defense general that's pretty effective. You have William Marshall, lower level, probably just getting started with setting him up. Oops, I went down a little too fast, but I didn't see anything. Tommy... Scipio. So you've got like good PvP generals, but that doesn't mean a whole lot for subordinate city. You've got Constance, which is like an elementary kind of starting gatherer. So in the worst case, you can use her. But this account has like no gathering generals. So what you're going to look to do, probably your first order of business in setting up this farm, is to go into the tavern. Actually, wait, your tavern is 27. Okay, your first order of business actually is to upgrade this tavern up to 30. So you maybe have the resources. Let's check. Yeah, you probably have the resources. So upgrade this tavern, even if it's the speed up consumption, upgrade this tavern up to 30. And then once you do so, you're going to go in here and you're going to click these two and you're going to recruit. And you're going to want to pick up any quality generals that you're going to need for your farm, which realistically are only Baybars and queen Jindyaks, and you're going to want 5 of each. You're going to want bay bars if your farm is going to be in your main alliance, so that your farm can be joining boss rallies and getting boss chests and so on, which are going to help with its development. And also there's quite a bit of resources in boss chests. And you're going to want Queen Jindyaks to be your main gatherer. Once you get your Queen Jindyaks, you're going to want to go and do your skill books. So I'll just go to a blank general here to kind of show you what you should probably do. So let's look at their level 1 generals. Oh, that's not the right one. We want development. Okay, so your level 4s, you have a lot of PvP ones. And there we go. We got some gatherers. So we got ore gatherer, stone gatherer, lumber gatherer, and food gatherer. And a decent supply. Unfortunately, only 1 stone and 1 ore. But you work with what you've got. So what I would do is I would go down to my level 1s for each of the Queen Jindyaks, wherever they are, and I would just hit them in kind of the, oh, you don't have a lot of level 1s. Yeah, that's something. You got to spin the wheel a few times to get some level 1s. This is not good. You have more level 5s than you do, or level 4s than you do level 1s. So you're going to want to spin the wheel a bunch to get a bunch of level 1 books, and it doesn't really matter which ones go up. They're just going to get replaced. So just like click, click, click until you have full. And then put the level 4s that are corresponding to the level 1s. And it's better to just do 3 gathering books than try to do anything else. Some people are asking about load and that. It's completely irrelevant. Just go gathering speed. Get what little gathering speed you can. For gearing up your Queen Jindyaks, it's the same question as before. Are you the kind of person that is going to be gathering constantly throughout the day, or are you the kind of person that is going to be, gathering once or twice per day, here or there, maybe like every 6 hours or so? If you're the person that is the second type, where you can't see yourself being on a crazy amount, then you're going to want to get 4-piece champions gear. That's really what you're going to want to go with. I don't know if you have any. Even your constants didn't have. So 4-piece champions gear. Oh, there you go. I'm going to put it on your constants right now. Oh, one piece, 2-piece, and okay, so you got 2 pieces of champions gear, which gets you a little bit of gathering speed, but you're really looking for the 4 pieces so you can get extra resources from gathering. And if you really wanted, you can make like a king's sword or whatever, something that has like gathering speed on it, the siege axe. You can put those on, and though it's not that gathering speed isn't beneficial, it is. It's just you have to weigh whether it's beneficial enough to forsake the 10% extra resources you get from champions gear. If you think you're going to be a full gatherer and you're going to have those Koreas and you're going to be constantly gathering, then what you're going to want to do is outfit yourself full in king's gear and refine it for gathering speed so that they're just effective and they can plow through like a level 14 in 2 hours, and then you're constantly sending them out. It's really tedious, and I'll tell you, it's pretty much a full-time job, but if you want to do that, all the power to you. If you don't, and you just want to have an effective farm that doesn't drive you crazy, then you can just set 4 pieces of champions gear. You don't even have to refine it if you don't want to, because the refines aren't going to be that effective. And put on a gathering speed weapon, and that's about it for gearing them up. It'll take like 5-6 hours to clear most tiles, and that's it. You send them out 2-3 times a day, and you don't worry so much about it because 70% of your production is going to come from InCity anyway. All right, let's take a look at your academy and the research here. The only tabs you really care about for your farm are here, advancement. So let's go through and make sure that everything here is maxed. Prioritizing the InCity production. So you're going to want to increase that, obviously. You're going to want your advanced construction to be maxed because you're going to have to build up those tiles. Yeah, you got a lot of work to do in the advancement tab. I would start with the construction, and let's see if you have your typography. Yeah, and then start. And the secondary is do your typography, and then you just got to max all these other advancement technologies. Then if you finish that up, you can move over to the Alliance tab and worry about the Alliance lumbering and Alliance everything there. Okay. All right, let's continue on. So yeah, Alliance tab is the secondary tab that you want to work on. Advancement, fill that out. Pretty much everything is useful there. Well, almost everything. And the Alliance tab you probably want to work on. Get all the Alliance stuff, the mining bonus, the gathering speed, and all that. Because sometimes you're going to want to be on your Alliance city tile to, not city tile, the Alliance resource tile. Okay, so we've looked at outfitting your generals, which generals to use. We've looked at your subordinate cities. We've looked at your research. We can talk about troops. So you don't really want to have a huge upkeep of troops. So don't go and build like tier 12 or something like that. The easiest thing and the probably safest thing, if you're somebody that's not sure whether you're great with bubbles yet, like if you're somebody that hasn't dropped a bubble in like 3 years, then you should probably just make tier 1 siege because they have higher troop load and overall lower upkeep for the amount that you're going to need. So you can fill up with 1 million or 2 million tier 1 siege and you're going to be golden there. But I can already see this person has a bunch of higher tiers of stuff, and that's going to mean that you're going to have a high upkeep. So you're not going to be producing any food. You're not going to be like any food that you gather is going to get eaten. So it's not a good idea to have those. I'd probably dismiss those pretty early, and then you just want to do this. Make sure you have a general over here on your duty officer for your keep. That increases your capacity for training. And if you have it as well, you can put it on your barracks. Let's put something else. I'm going to put your market officer on the barracks because I could probably get a medium out of that. Okay, let's do that. Yep, medium. All right. So that's going to give me a little bit of training speed, and it's going to give me a higher capacity. It was at 800 before, now it's at 2,500 or so. Okay, so I'm going to go down all the way to tier 1, and here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot this too. You also want to have your thing on. Okay, and we're ready. So after you dismiss all of your troops, except for your really low tiers, just going to go down to your tier 1 ground and go training speed up, finish all. Train. Just do this until you get to like 1 million or so. Okay? It's not going to be a crazy amount of resources. Really, it's just going to take food because tier 1 ground only requires, or tier 1 anything only requires 1 resource. For ground, it is food. So it's just going to take you some food. And then once that's done, your upkeep is going to be really low. Right now it is that. If we can reduce that 10 million per hour, and we just do what I said there, dismissing all the higher tiers, we're going to be looking at like 300,000 per hour rather than 10 million per hour. So you're actually going to be producing more than you consume, which is great for gathering in the end. The last thing we're going to look at here is really the state of your InCity tiles. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done here, and that's why you want to get that construction technology up, because there's a lot of construction to be done. Everything here should be a minimum of 30 to be effective, and you want it to be up to your keep level. Okay, so let's look at what the production's like right now. The low 100,000s. So with a 32 keep with maxed out tiles, and you've got, and let's say you max up those Chinas on there and all that, your in-city production should look at about 2 million of each. I would also recommend, I mean, you don't need this many farms. That's a lot of farms. So if it was me, I might get rid of this farm, the lower farm, maybe just keep 4. So drop 2 farms. Your mines look okay. Oh, your mines actually look a little excessive. Yeah. Drop 2 farms here, keep 4 farms. This person also only has 1 farm, so you want it to be pretty balanced. Drop 2 farms, go with 4 farms, drop these 5 mines. Yeah. Drop the 5 mines. Or maybe drop 4 mines. 4 or 5. And you're probably going to want to build those mines into either quarries or sawmills. Preferably me, I would go, if it were mine, I would put a few more quarries and maybe 1 lumber mill. So drop 4 of these, do 4 quarries and 1 lumber mill or 1 sawmill. That should be pretty balanced if that's the only account you have. If you end up getting more farms, you would want to try to max out a resource. So like go all quarries until you're maxed and then fill it up with the rest. And that way, when you have your crystal on, it will get the most benefit out of all those things. And let's see, anything else here that is important to talk about? What to do per day? We could be looking at... that was one of the questions. Somebody asked, what are the daily activities I should be doing? Well, you want to go in here and you want to do your offering. I would recommend doing 10 or 12 per day, and that increases your production. Make sure you go to your city buffs and there's no truce agreement on here. I'm going to put that just in case. You go to your food production, lumber production, make sure you get those put on. And the way that you get those is by going to black market, and you go here and you buy them. And just while you're at it, just get your 3 black markets. Go ahead and click through and buy all of these all the time. You can buy VIP when you need it. While I'm there, I also go ahead and I do my tax. And other than that, there's not a whole lot you really need to do with a farm. A farm is supposed to be really low maintenance. You don't want it to take over the time that you would be spending on your main. You want to get back to whatever business you're supposed to be doing on your main. So build it up, work on those areas that I pointed out, and that's all you really have to do for the daily maintenance, other than obviously sending your troops out to gather. All right, that is about it. I will end it here. Hopefully that's been helpful to people that are trying to set up a farm. I will see you in the next video.